MatPat was wrong, and I'm here to prove it to you. A little while ago, MatPat wrote a theory saying that Link from The Legends of Zelda was not the true way to defeat Ganondorf. Now, when I first watched that, just something didn't feel right. So then I set out to show that MatPat was wrong and to clear Link's name. So first off, MatPat's evidence was that the so-called Hero of Winds defeated Ganondorf, and Ganondorf did not return in the rest of his timeline, allegedly breaking Demise's curse. So for those of you who don't know what Demise's curse is, I'll explain it. So back in Skyward Sword, Demise cursed Link and Zelda to be stuck in a loop fighting his descendants forever and ever. When I first watched the theory video, I couldn't find any counter evidence. So I looked into the clip of the Ganondorf battle that MatPat had called out. When it came to the point that Ganondorf was allegedly killed, I noticed something interesting. Ganondorf was still alive until he was sealed away by the King of Hyrule. But how, you wonder? Wasn't he stabbed in the head by the Master Sword? He was stabbed, but there was one key detail. The sword that stabbed him wasn't the true Master Sword. If you look at the Master Sword and then look at the sword from Wind Waker, you'll notice the sword from Wind Waker have three key differences. 1. The sword from Wind Waker is shorter and wider than the true Master Sword. 2. The pommel and wrist guard have far different designs. Just look them up. And 3. The sword from Wind Waker has a far lighter coloring than the true Master Sword. With those things in mind, we can determine the sword from Wind Waker is not the Master Sword. We know for a fact that the Master Sword can be wielded by the one chosen by the Triforce of Courage. During MatPat's video, he found out that Link from Wind Waker was not the one who had been chosen by the Triforce of Courage. With this in mind, we found out the true reason why Ganondorf didn't reappear. The man who was in that game wasn't really Ganondorf. He was just a Gerudo with the same name. When he was imprisoned, he was just a regular person. Remember Demise's curse? He stated that all 3 aspects of the Triforce were condemned to eternal rebirth. MatPat already gave us all the information we needed to disprove his theory. He said that Link wasn't the real Link, which means that Demise's curse hadn't started another cycle. That means that Link is still the only way to defeat Ganondorf. MatPat, next time you say, it's just a theory, a game theory, maybe check your channel name. It's game theory, not game generalizations.